Wow, what an applause. So as you can see, I'm a bit of a ginge. And I was bullied at school as a result, but I never used to let it bother me. I always used to say to people, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. It was shortly after me saying this to them, they started using both sticks and stones to bully me, as well as calling me names, so if anything, that just made things worse. I mean, the bad thing about all this is I'm not even a proper ginge, or at least I'm not considered one by the ginger community. They only consider me to be a half-breed or a mongrel, which is even worse. They say I get all the stigma of being a ginge, but I don't qualify for any ginge-on-ginge sympathy sex. Because it is lonely being a ginger. I mean, as you can imagine, there's not too many women out there that are particularly taken with the prospect of some rusty love. I've even tried some internet dating. No, I'll admit that, not a lot of people do. I've never understood this stigma. I know blokes, for example, who I know for a fact have been on internet dates and will categorically deny it. And yet they'll openly boast about masturbating over videos of women being fucked by sheepdogs. But yeah, I went on Match.com and I couldn't even get laid on that. And that must happen a lot for gingers, as we've got our own fast-track menu service when you phone up for your refund. But yeah, basically, for those of you who've never been on Match.com, the way Match.com works is you've got a set of tick boxes to describe what you're like, and then you have a corresponding set of tick boxes to describe what you'd like your date to be like. And you can guarantee not one woman on there has that redhead/orphan box ticked for what they'd like their date to be like. In fact, some women have every other box except the redhead/orphan box ticked. So essentially what they're saying is they'd rather date a blind, bald, one-legged midget than a ginger. And some of them are themselves redhead/orphan. Race traitors. But Match.com aside, I am in the dating game. I currently seem to be losing the dating game, and it's looking like I'm going to get relegated next season. It's one thing I've never understood, why we call it the dating game. I thought games are supposed to be fun. I find dating traumatic, spending my evening lying to someone, trying to convince them I'm in some way sexually attractive and not the singularly dullest man on the face of the earth. But you know, I've got a lot of friends and they always give me advice, and someone said to me recently that I should go to Brazil, because apparently redheads out there are treated as gods. Which sounds good, but do I really want to go to a place where the only qualifications for being a deity is a set of ginger pubes and the ability to get a suntan under a 40-watt light bulb? But, you know, all that aside, one thing I vowed I'll never ever do, no matter how desperate I get, is put one of those I saw you ads in the papers. You know, the ones that are normally wedged in between the listings for massage parlours and the adverts for phone sex lines, or as I like to call it, the "you're going to die alone" section. Ads in there fall into one of two categories. The first being the desperately optimistic, people that just put in stuff just really random, just in the hope that someone will read it, think it's them and get in touch. Stuff like, to the girl with eyes and a chin. Walking down the street, sometime previous to now, drink? And the people that put those ads in are always suspiciously scant on details about themselves as well, such as this one, which is a genuine ad from the London paper. To the blonde girl in Angel, Tuesday, 6:30 PM. We walked past each other and our eyes met. Drink? Now that's pretty vague. He signed it off, the guy in the dark suit. Not very forthcoming with details about yourself, are you, guy in dark suit? How about giving Blondie a clue, like, I don't know, describe what you fucking look like? Well, I dare say it will then read, the deeply ugly guy in a dark suit. And if we want to get more accurate, we could probably do worse than to suffix that with ginger hair. I know my own racist work when I see it. And I also like the way they try to dress these ads up with the pseudo-poetic euphemisms, such as, you know, we had a connection and things like that, when they're clearly it's just a desperate cry for some sex. And this is a new bit, and I should have actually remembered it. Right, and then the second category that these fall into is the obsessively deranged, people that now just have an outlet for their stalking, and put in things like, to Sophie Ellis, 24, 39 Evesham Road. I sometimes like to watch you sleep. Sorry I killed your dog, lol, drink. I don't know why police bother looking for sex offenders anymore. They've all got ads in the London paper with their contact details. But the worst sight has to be when a woman puts an advert in the London paper in the I saw you section. It's just obvious that they're just desperately alone, they're depressed, they've got low self-esteem, just at the end of their tether, staring into the abyss, seeing this their last chance to find happiness in the arms of another human being. And yet they still won't tick that fucking redhead/orphan box and match